Welcome back. Charlie O'Hara joining us in the studio once again on this Wednesday. 436-1212 is the number to call if you have a question and would like some free legal advice. Charlie is here to answer those for you. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
Good to have you back in the studio.
Great to be here.
And we do have a caller already on the line. Okay. We'll get right to that this morning. Hi there. What's your question for Charlie?
Yes, is it appropriate to use an attorney for transfer on death of a deed?
And I'm not really completely sure what you mean by that, but if you have some property deeded to you, you can have it in kind of in joint tenancy with the right of survivorship with another person. A lot of people do that when they're married so that it goes exactly directly to their spouse. If you want to transfer huge amounts of property and they're probably not something you want deeded in two names, you could always have a will or something like that. If you don't have it properly done, then you're going to run into some problems with the change of title, and you may even have to go to court. So you may want to do that. You don't necessarily have to have an attorney do that. I mean, a lot of deeds are in joint tenancy with the right of survivorship when people are married, so it goes from one spouse to the other. And sometimes they're done another way, and sometimes real estate agents do that. But I think for anything very complex, you probably need an attorney.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Sure. And thanks for calling in. Don't forget, give us a call, 436-1212, if you have a legal question you'd like Charlie to answer. You know, Charlie, you and I have talked before about, divorces and how they can be obviously expensive depending on the couple and the circumstances. If you want to file for divorce, what do you have to do? You and I were talking during the break. You have to pay a filing fee. But what if you don't have that money, and how much is it?
Well, I think there's ways, even if you don't have the filing fee, there's ways you can petition probably through Kansas Legal Services or something like that, and actually maybe have them weigh that fee. Most people with a job, or one of the two have a job or something like that, probably ought to try to get an attorney. There's attorneys at all different price levels, and so for some uncontested divorces, attorneys are quite reasonable for that. And I would always urge somebody when they're getting a divorce to try to get an attorney. There's a lot of things that can come out of that you just need to make sure that they're covered. The problem with the attorney business is everybody thinks they can read about how to do it, and they think they can do it, and then later we spend a lot of money and time trying to straighten up what people did on their own. So it's always better to start out with an attorney. I don't think it's a huge expense for some people, and it would really make things go a lot better. Okay, thank you, Charlie. Good advice. And we have another caller on the line, and we'll get right to that. Viewer, hi there. What's your question for Charlie? Hi there, are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, what's your question?
I wanted to see about getting a patent.
Well, actually, it's kind of an unusual, that's an interesting question. You can get a patent. Attorneys aren't actually allowed in Kansas to specialize except in one area, and that's in the area of being a patent attorney. Okay. And so there's not very many patent attorneys here, but there are some. And if you want to get a patent, what you need to go is to a patent attorney, not to a regular attorney. For instance, a guy like me couldn't do a patent. You need to go to a patent attorney because that's where they specialize. It's a very specialized business in knowing how to do it. And obviously with all the businesses here, there's some patent attorneys that are quite busy. Okay. So what he needs to go, if he wants a patent, he needs to go to a patent attorney, the only specialized attorney there is in Kansas.
Okay, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, we're actually not allowed to specialize. Now, we can say we emphasize certain areas of the law, or we only practice in certain areas of the law, but we really can't actually specialize except for a patent attorney. Okay, we'll do a little research. You can find what I'm sure information online. Yes, that's right. Okay, thank you, Charlie. Good to see you again. Thank you. And thank you so much for calling. If you did not get on the line today, Charlie will be back here next Wednesday.